citizens are entitled to keep and bear arms. I don't think the Mexican government has standing to complain about the business practices that are regulated by the United States government.
The US and Mexico have announced they'll be working more closely to combat the illicit flow of as many as 500,000 guns across their shared border every year. Mexico saw more than 35,000 homicides last year, and 7 out of every 10 were committed with firearms, the vast majority of which can be traced back to the US.
A firearm is a tool like any other. Its character is determined by its user. It can be used for good or it can be used for evil.
Mexico's experts say this country's epidemic of organized crime is fueled by that illicit flow of guns.
En el país existen un poco más de 17 millones de armas de fuego y la gran mayoría pues son armas que provienen de Estados Unidos.
But firearm advocacy groups in the United States argue the blame lies squarely south of the border.
No manufacturer, to my knowledge, is engaged or desires that their products be shipped illegally anywhere. Perhaps they should focus more on enforcing their laws within their jurisdiction.
In response, Mexico and the US have announced what they call Mission Firewall, an increased binational cooperation strategy to include real-time intelligence sharing. However, the US argues that the flow of drugs north into the US is another major factor.
We in Texas are trying to deal with the invasion of people and illegal goods such as drugs that are crossing our border. We wish that the Mexican government would do more to try to stem the flow of these illegal goods and people who are being trafficked.
Analysts say the lack of transparency on this issue make it very difficult to tackle, with guns almost impossible to track, and therefore the routes which they use to travel from the US into Mexico very difficult to identify. However, civil groups in Mexico say that without a more effective national strategy, international cooperation could be meaningless.
Que estos esfuerzos, incluso binacionales que se están haciendo, pues no servirían de nada si no hay una política interna también lo suficientemente sólida como para frenar la violencia armada o la violencia en general.
The two governments in Mexico and the US may agree that the flow of illegal arms across their shared border is an issue to tackle, but as long as one side continues to blame the other, Mission Firewall faces an uphill battle. What do you think?